YouTube, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I know it seems like forever since I've uploaded some content, but here we are. First and foremost, let me say I hope that each and every one of you find yourself in a good space, mentally, physically, health-wise, financially. I send you my blessings. With that being said, let's dive right into this video. Now, I'm kind of upset. I literally just recorded like a 30-minute piece of content just to find out that my microphone was on the wrong setting. But here we are again. So I just wanted to give you guys a little update on what your boy been up to. I haven't really been on YouTube as much as I would like to. Back in December, I took a new position at work. I'm still working with kids, but I was offered a position, more money, full benefits, the whole enchilada, and they made me an offer I couldn't refuse, literally. So YouTube is not really, when it comes to my list of priorities. Not to say that I don't enjoy uploading content or, interacting with my subscribers. But sometimes I find myself bringing work home with me. It's one of those jobs where you just don't have enough time in the day to complete everything. So I bring my work home with me, and I try not to, but it's just what it is. But anyways, here we are. I'm back. I have been, I went live a few times recently. A few months ago, YouTube, they were on some bullshit, and I couldn't go live because some things that I was uploading, shorts that they said that they were inappropriate or whatever. But I did, back in October, I did post some content that just, man, a lot of people were my channel had a lot of traffic. From October to November, my channel grew. I mean, I had only like 300, I had like 320 subs, and now I have over 2,000, 2,400. So it's weird. I'm grateful. I'm thankful for people who actually take the time to watch my videos, whether they're just shorts or content like this here. But it's just weird to see like the things that people are into. I mean, I was posting just things that I found were funny, and people were gravitating towards them. I posted a short of this dude. He was being attacked by a ram. I mean, he wasn't in no danger, but he had a piece of a wood separating himself from the ram, and this ram was just ramming his shit literally, and it did like 1 million views. So it's just weird to see the things that people are into. But anyways, now that I got that out the way, I am probably going to be spending a lot more time on YouTube in the next coming weeks, possibly months. I just got news that I'm going to have a knee surgery in next week. And so I do, besides collecting sneakers and being a family man and educating our youth, I love to read. Reading has always been something that it's always been a subject that I was always strong in. I love reading, especially in my line of work as an educator. We're always learning. The learning never stops. And so I'm a big reader. So I've been spending a lot of times in Barnes and Noble lately, and I just been stocking up on literature that I could have something to keep my mind occupied, while I'm recovering from the surgery in the next, coming days. So I picked up a few books. One of them was about Rene Enriquez, known as Boxer, from a prison organization. And if you guys haven't, it's an old book, but I just barely got my hands on it. I've heard about it, before. I just really, at the time, I wasn't really interested in reading it. But in the last few weeks, I've been on YouTube, watching, different platforms. And this individual, along with one of his partners, they've been on YouTube talking about their experiences. And this guy, just Reload Boxer, witness protection. He came out and exposed an organization that was once, his whole life. And so reading this book, I had different emotions about it. I have an opinion just like everybody else does. And I'm not going to say I'm going to sit here and do a review on it, but I will offer my opinion. But before I get into that, I just finished this book yesterday. This is another old book. It's been out for a minute, but this was actually a good read. I don't know if y'all can see it. But this one is about another prison gang, the NF. And this one was a little bit more intriguing and a little bit more interesting to me because I'm not going to say names, but there are some names that stood out to me that either I might know personally or certain family members, being from where I'm from, well, any place for that matter, every city, whether it's big or small, everybody knows somebody. Everybody's related to somebody. I happen to have a big family. So reading these two pieces of literature, I realized that, and it's something that I've been talking about for a while, as far as it comes to the youth, the up and comers, the ones that looking forward to that gangbanging. What a lot of people don't understand is that gangbanging, it is a choice. I will agree. It's a choice that you make. Some people are born into it, meaning, a lot of families have generational curses. And a lot of these kids, unfortunately, they're just they're a victim of circumstances. And I will say that, gangbanging is a choice. It's a choice that some people make. It's a choice that some people, they don't make. Some people rather play sports. Some people rather go to college. Some people would rather learn a trade. But after reading these books, it gave me a new passion for what I do as far as my line of work. It gave me a new passion for work. It made me open up my eyes to a lot of things. Now, I had heard about these stories in the past. I mean, like I said, these books ain't new. They've been out for years already. I just wasn't interested back then to read them. So I finally got my hands on them, and you see a lot of these kids, especially some that I work with, they're going down that route. The way they dress, the way they talk. And my goal is to nip it in the bud, and I share experiences with them. I hold these boys groups and we talk about, social skills and conflict resolution. We talk about a variety of things. And my main goal, my main purpose when I got on YouTube was, I love talking about sports and I love showing off my sneakers. But my main focus was to bring awareness to our kids, because when you think about it, at the end of the day, all these kids, they have access to a device, whether it's a laptop, a tablet, a phone, and they like getting on YouTube and different social media platforms. And there's nothing, to be honest, there's nothing that's really good on these platforms. It's just a bunch of gossiping and drama and chaos and people causing division amongst, different individuals, whatever the case is. However you run your channel and bring to your platform, that's your business. But I'm in control of my platform. What I talk about on here, that's my business. And so, out of all the 2,400 subscribers that I have, I don't know how many of them are youth. When I go to my analytics, the variety of people that tune into my content is the age range is different. There's teenagers, there's people my age, the grown folks in their 40s. There's people in their 60s and 70s. I got people from Thailand, Mexico, from the UK, people all over the world that watch my channel. And if, even if it's just one kid that I could, bring awareness to, then I did my goal for the day or the week, whatever, however it goes. But I think that we as content creators, instead of flooding these timelines with negativity, we should kick, positivity to the youth and educate them on gangs and bring that kind of awareness. Because, what I've seen lately on YouTube, and listen, at the end of the day, I'm not here to, I'm not here to call out people's names. I'm not here to, take shots at people. If you know me, you know that, if I have access to you, YouTube is it's like a little community. If there's I know certain people that know other people. And so if I wanted to get at somebody directly, I could either send that person a message or get a phone number. It's just this how it goes. But I'm not here to, to cause any controversy, stir the pot with people. I'm just here to talk about my experiences and what I can do to help out, our youth that are being failed and misled and misguided, because there is a lot of that out here. And so being in the line of work that I do or that I'm in, it's important to talk about these topics with kids, because what I took from these two books is a lot of these individuals who lived for a certain cause and they wore it like a badge of honor, they end up turning on one another. And, they were promised certain things and they were just being used. At the end of the day, that's what it is. They were disposable. Once you're no longer beneficial to certain people, they don't need you. And then you realize you wasted all your life being incarcerated, hurting family members, leaving kids behind for something that was just downright stupid. In the gang world, there's nothing good that comes out of it. There's only two places you're going to end up, and neither one of them are fun. Either dead or in prison. Now, make no mistake, we're all going to die at some point in life, right? But while you're here, do something positive. Make memories with your family. We all have a goal in life, and we want to make the best out of our situations. Because I always say, reading these books and the things that these individuals had to go through and had to endure, and the things that their families that they put their families through, it made me realize that, I'm glad that I didn't get into gangbanging. I have family members, my pops, my brothers, uncles, cousins, friends. A lot of them lost their lives to gangbanging, drugs, prison, and it was just something that I never got into because I didn't understand the politics. I used to ask a lot of questions, and I think I looked up to my older brother. He was heavily involved in gangs, and and I always wanted to be like him. But as I got older, I started, they broke down the meaning of, I was always one to ask questions. And so I asked my older brother one time, I said, explain to me what's the whole thing with the North and South? At the end of the day, we're all brown, we're all Hispanic. And he broke it down to me, he broke it down to me. And everything that he said was pretty much accurate, or at least it lined up to some of the stuff in this literature here. Now I know sometimes when people write books or movies, it's just to sell. Controversy sells. Who knows how it really got started? But to my understanding, from what I was taught when I was younger, and from reading stuff in this book, it was over a pair of shoes that divided, Southern Hispanics and Northern Hispanics, whatever the case is. Those aren't my politics. And so it just kind of made me realize that I'm not going to say that I was perfect growing up. I made my mistakes in life. I got involved with the wrong crowd, got into drugs and, stole cars allegedly. I had my fair share of making bad choices, but life comes full circle. I had a hard upbringing. I had a very traumatic childhood, but I made a choice. It was either you stay down in the mud, in the trenches, or you make some of yourself. It took me, probably well into my mid 30s, before that, it took me to get to my mid 30s before I realized that I needed to do something positive with my life and do something constructive. And, because if you're not doing something, me, I can't speak for everybody, but if I wasn't doing something constructive with my life, then I was going to do something destructive. And seeing my dad in prison, my whole life, I knew that had I kept going down the road that I was going down, I was going to end up just like him. And that's something that, I was always trying to avoid. And, I'm not going to say that, I'm not going to say that I'm perfect. Again, I've done some things that I'm not proud of. And, one day I'm going to have to meet the man above, and he's going to judge me accordingly to those sins. But, my sins are no differently from yours, So, again, reading things from these two books, it made me open up my eyes, and it made me just have a bigger passion for my job. And it makes me just, want to do it, 100% or 1,000% better, because these kids, they are failed. They're failed out here, whether it's, whether they're a product of their environment or the things that they're being exposed to, whether it's their peers or family members, whatever the case is. I want to be that person to shed some light on those dark areas in their life. And by doing that is just educating myself and trying to make a difference. I'm not saying that I can change every kid's way of thinking. But I want to be a role model. I want to be something that they look up to. You know what I mean? I made a lot of, I've been in this job for about, going on 7 years. And I've made a lot of meaningful relationships with these students. And what I've come to find out and what I've learned is that a lot of these kids, they just want love. They don't know how to be loved. Either they come from a home that's a single parent home, or some of them live with their grandparents, or some of them are in foster care. They're in the system, and they feel hopeless. And I can relate to those kids. I grew up without parents. I know how it is, to be homeless, to not have, to just feel like, you feel like a have-not. You feel hopeless. You feel like, it's just this feeling of impending doom, and you just feel like shit, And so when I look back on my life, man, I've come a long way, and I always remind myself that things can be worse. It's not to get too, I don't want to make this video depressing or whatever. I'm not trying to bring nobody down, but these books that I read, it was an eye opener, and it's just a reminder of we got to bring gang awareness to these kids, because they don't know what they're signing up for. It's just a big lie. Everything that they teach you in the gang, it's just a crock of shit. A lot of these people, they once believed in something that it was pretty much like it was a fairy tale. They were promised things. They thought they were going to go to prison and make it big time, and then the organization used them, and then they end up telling on each other. And then, the consequence or the implications of their actions of telling, they got to relocate, they put their family in danger. So it never really made sense to me. It never made sense to me, the whole gang thing, those politics. It's stupid. It's pointless. It's fucking senseless. And we got to do a better job as adults, especially as content creators. Let's put out positivity. Nobody cares about Swifty Blue. Nobody cares about whoever the fuck is out there, beefing with who. It's stupid. Half of these guys that you guys are entertaining, they're all on drugs. They're out here making themselves look stupid on Vlad TV, falling asleep like a fucking zombie. I don't know. Hey, but each his own, whatever. If that's the kind of shit that y'all like, have at it. More power to you. But if you guys are if you guys are on the same page as me and you want to educate the youth, man, you're more than welcome. I'll invite you to sit down on my platform, and we can have some dope conversations. I love talking about sports and sneakers, but I feel like it's just, I'm more interested in educating our youth, and helping them, because they need more people to spread positivity. We need more positivity on YouTube, instead of sitting here gossiping like women and talking about the next person and what they're doing. And nobody gives a shit about that. So with that being said, just look, I'm gonna have some downtime, so I will be uploading some more content, so bear with me. I'm gonna be and then I have surgery next week, and so I'm gonna have some time to recover. I just want to say, I hope that everybody has a blessed day. I hope everybody has a blessed week. I hope that everybody finds themselves in a good space, mentally, physically, health-wise, financially. Don't forget to thank the man up above for waking you up today. Every day above ground, it's a good day. So that's all that I got for you guys today. But remember, man, just keep pushing the positivity, keep educating our youth, and just be a positive. It don't take much to spread kindness. It don't take much to spread the love, but do it the right way. With that being said, this your boy E. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. Peace.